And our group topic is talking about adjusting to the college. And our group members are Yawen, Wenxiao, and Yishu Wang. So I'm Yawen. I'm going to talk about the transition of adjusting to the college. So talking about the transition, many people has different expectation towards the college life. So here are the common 10 expectations of students towards college life. The first one is a relationship. A lot of students concerned about how to deal with the relationship with their roommate, with their friends, with their professors. So the relationship may be the main concern to the students. The second one is the relevance. Is it just a series of hoop of jump, or is it a work relevant to your interest? Do our teachers will help us understand how our learning contribute to our work, to the community, to the world? And the third one is about the time. So everyone have different pace to study. So should everyone have the same pace taught by the professor, or we can have our own pace to study? The fourth one is the timing. Do all students have to learn things in the same sequence, or can I learn things in an order that fits my learning style or interest? The fourth one is talking about the practice. Do we learn something and then immediately move to the next new skills? Do we have enough time to practice? Do we have enough time to engage in deep and sustained practice of those skills we need to learn? The seventh one is about the choice. I might just follow the same path as every student, or do I have real choice about what, when, and how I will learn and demonstrate my abilities? The eighth one is the authenticity. Is my work just a series of doodles? Or is it learning and work I do concerned significant outside of school by experts, family, and employers? Does the community recognize the value of my work? The eighth one is a challenge. Is it just about completing the assignments, or do I feel appreciately challenged? Am I addressing high and meaningful standards of excellence? The ninth one is about applications. Is all my learning as theoretic? Can all the things I learn can apply to what I will do in the future? Or do I have opportunities to apply what I am learning in real-world settings? So the last one is talk about the play. Is there always pressure to perform? Or do I have opportunities to explore and make mistakes and learn from them without being branded as a failure? So these are the common 10 expectations towards students. Then, so talking about transition, we're mostly talking about the most famous curve, the culture shock curve. So what is a culture shock? Culture shock is an experience a person may have when one moves to a new environment which is different from one's own. So there are 4 stages of the culture shock. The first stage of the culture shock is the honeymoon stage. So it happens when you arrive in a new communities. Honeymoon stage is that people find that everything seems exciting and new. So after this stage, it happens to the culture shock stage, the negotiation stage. People are starting to find out that the differences and the conflicts between the different two cultures. So people will feel uncomfortable and will feel really homesick at this stage. The third stage is about the recover, the adjustment stage. So people starting to resolve the stress from stage 2. They start to adjust to the new environment. Then the fourth stage is the adaptation stage. People become accept to the similarities and the differences between the different two cultures. So later we will talk about the difficulties of the transition to the college. And
Hi, my name is Wenxiao, and I'm gonna talk about the difficulties during the transition, and the first one is the time management. Um, the time management is the most common difficulty, and to clearly discuss the reason of it, I will tell you some differences between high school and university. To compare with university, high school is more free for students to schedule their time because of the fewer courses and homework. And when freshmen enter into the university, they will not be fit in catching class in rush hour and dealing with spontaneous homework one by one, which is a big task for them to manage. And the second one is debt. Because some students' families are not able to pay the expensive tuition, they will borrow some funds or apply for financial aid to cover this fee. Even though they still need money for their living expense and other consumption. Thus, they have to get some part-time jobs to earn more money, which becomes another time and strengthen spending things for them. And the third one is homesickness, which I'm deeply aware of. Both international students and native students will miss their home, parents, and the place, the environment which they had fun with and be familiar with. Thus, a new environment will be too unfamiliar to them, plus the long distance, which further increase a lonely circumstance. So students will be more homesick, especially for us, the international students. Thus, it becomes a difficulty that we should overcome. The fourth one is depression. I believe that everyone hears about it for lots of times from news or others, but it is definitely a common difficulty or mental illness for students in university. Because of the overwhelming courses, students always spend their time on finishing it and forget to release both physical and mental health, which makes them a big pressure and cause the depression. In other words, it is a result of a worse time management. And the final difficulty is social problem. It is well known that making friends is a good way to improve yourself and get more involved in the environment. But it is not always an easy thing. The different culture may create conflict between two persons, and by having fun in the party to make friends also is not as safe as you think. Alcohol and cigarette might make people insane, which everyone should take into account. And I want to introduce the issue to finish our presentation.
Hi, I'm Yishu. I will talk about the solution to adjust to college. And first, I want to talk about the uh, academics problem. First, I think people should go to office hours for help. People could learn the study skills during visiting office hours. What's more, they could help students to have clearly directions. Second, people should do their homework earlier. Do not start your paper and homework at last time. Third, people should find the ideal place to study. This will help students to improve their efficiency of study. And fourth, ask peers for advice, because in this way they will learn some good habits from others and some study tools that will help them on their academic. And last, people even could find tutors for academic problems. And the next part is about the health problem. And for physical health problem, people should eat and sleep regularly and do not fight stress with eating too much. And what's more, drink more water and drink less beverage. And fourth, eat more fruit rather than snacks. For mental health problem, first, students could find the psychologists to ask for help, and then they could involve student activities. And what's more, they should have balance between study and life. And for physical health, um, and the next part is about the relationship problem. And the first is about the relationship problems with family. First, people should keep connection with family through having FaceTime or text messages. And what's more, they should make more friends in college and take more activities to eliminate their homesickness. And another thing is about the relationship problem with their peers. And first, people should not keep connections with old friends quickly. They should put more attention on existing relationship rather than old one. And second, people should connect others to know their thoughts before they have arguments. And the next part is about the social life problem. Um, to solve these problems, first people should learn to take more responsibilities, and second they should get more involved in student activities, and third they should make more friends, and fourth they should be prepared to be overwhelmed when they have the high expectations. And the last problem is about the culture shock. To solve this, people should keep their mind more open and they should tolerate the difference between the culture. And what's more, they should learn to accept the different culture. They could learn from the foreign people to communicate with them to learn the culture thing. That's our group presentation.
Thank you.
Thank you.